I'm trying to cater to the kind of art that I like, and that's what I'm attracted to, that's what I like to do. It's neat that people come back to me with like their own unique ideas, which is like they don't feel bad asking me to do something a little crazy because I'm gonna enjoy doing every bit of it. I got into art, I've been doing it since as long as I can remember. I started doing stuff like this a long time ago. It was like elementary school. I had an art box, I had markers, I had glue. So I would color the art boxes, pour glue into it, mix it up to make a design similar to what I'm doing now. I ended up getting I'm in an Amazon deals group and it said like beginner kit for resin. And I was like, that sounds fun. Like I could use something to do with COVID. I wasn't working, so I was like, this is something I could do. So I got that and then I made my first piece, which was this ring. It's come a long way from that. I ended up buying molds and spending my whole life savings on all the different supplies and just fell in love with it almost immediately. So resin is a two-part epoxy. It starts as epoxy, you mix it together, and it becomes, some people call it plastic, but I mean, its proper term is just resin. But in its pure form of the A and B, there's hardener, and then there is the resin itself, or the epoxy itself, and then when you mix them together, it creates a chemical reaction, and it'll harden up, and it kind of does different things based on what you put in it. If you put mica powder in it, it could take longer to cure. It'll cure harder and stronger if it's just clear. So it kind of just depends how much you put in it. So like if I'm putting mica powder in it, I can't go overboard because the piece might be a little flimsy. Resin's come a long way, and I know people use it for like working, for tools. Like there's 5-minute cure resin. There's all kinds of different ways to use it, fixing things. It's great at fixing things. There's also UV resin. It cures immediately with a UV light, or you put it in the sun. So I use that for my pop sockets. I'll put a design or a sticker in it and I'll be able to cure it in 30 seconds, and then I can touch it and work around it. So like if I make a piece with regular resin, it has a little bubble in it, I'm able to have it fixed in seconds, which is awesome. I used 2 different things for colors. I started in the beginning because I didn't know anything about this. I had a lot of makeup that I didn't really play with anymore, so I would scrape off eye powder shadows just to make different pigments. And then I realized that after joining a lot of resin groups and like actually getting into it, that like you can use alcohol ink. It's just alcohol-based ink, and that makes stuff more like opaque. You can kind of see through. The mica powder, which I kind of fell in love with, is more it's more of a texture. Like there's color shift, there's glow in the dark, there's UV, where it'll change in the sun. There's just so many different variables that you can play with there. I usually end up resorting to those because they just give it such a unique texture. So this is the velvet method that I use. Basically I pour a clear layer and I put the foil in. I have to wait about 4 hours, which I always do this stuff at night, so I have to wake up at like 2 a.m. and come put plastic over it and then crinkle it to make that method. In the morning I'll peel it off and then I get to dust it with a mica powder. They're just like different pigments that can make it like the shine here. And then I pour black behind it, which makes it look like it's fabric. So that's been something I've been experimenting a lot with. And those pieces take they're 3 layers each, so those pieces take about 24 hours to make if I were to make them just straight out. Yeah, I pretty much just used art as like just an escape from things, and it's just kind of stayed with me. It made a good time out of it, and it's a lot of fun, and like my daughter gets to help me pick out colors and stuff, and I never really expected people to want it. I just kind of made it and started posting it, and people were like, can you make me something? Like, can you put like flowers from a funeral in here? Like, can you put special pictures? And like it just kind of turned into something way bigger than I ever imagined.